There's a version of you who already knows how this ends. They know which door you walked through, which relationship you finally released, which opportunity changed everything. They know which night you almost gave up and what happened because you didn't. Now here is where things get strange. What if that version of you is not waiting somewhere in the future? What if somewhere beyond the way we normally understand time, they already exist? And what if some of those gut feelings, those dreams that feel too real, those sudden warnings, those moments when something inside you says, don't go that way, aren't random at all? Maybe you've been calling it intuition. Maybe you've been calling it deja vu. Maybe your grandmother would have simply said, something told me. But what if something did? I'm Omari King, president of the Chamber of Power, and tonight we are opening a door most people spend their entire lives walking past, because we know how to reach backward. We honor our ancestors. We speak their names. We ask the ones who came before us to guide the road ahead. But tonight, we reverse the conjure. We are not calling backward. We are calling forward, to the version of you who survived this chapter, to the version of you who got the answer, to the version of you who remembers what you are currently praying to understand. And the question is not, can your future self hear you? The question is, what happens if they've been trying to reach you first? Welcome to the Daily Conjure. Welcome to the Daily Conjure. I'm Omari King, president of the Chamber of Power at the House of Asseveration. And today, I want you to consider something that might sound impossible at first. You already know how people call on their ancestors. They light the candle, pour the water, speak the name, ask the ones who came before them for guidance. But what happens when we turn that altar around? What happens when instead of asking the person you used to be, you call on the person you are becoming? Because maybe your future self does not need to be created. Maybe they need to be contacted. Today's lesson is how to consult your future self. Now stay with me. We are entering the metaphysical side of the house, and I don't need you to believe everything I say. I need you to experiment. Because most of us experience time like a straight hallway, past behind us, present underneath us, future somewhere up ahead. But metaphysical traditions have challenged that picture for a very long time, and some ideas surrounding quantum theory have helped people imagine reality as something much stranger than a straight line. Multiple possibilities, different potential outcomes, an observer interacting with what is observed, reality behaving differently depending on conditions. Now, that does not mean physics proved you can sit down and have coffee with yourself 20 years from now. That ain't what I said. What I am saying is that there are ways of thinking about reality where the future is not simply an empty room waiting for you to arrive. So today we are going to work with that possibility spiritually. Here is the conjure. First, decide who you are calling. Not just future me. Be specific. Maybe you are calling on the version of you who owns the house, the version who built the business, the version who finally found peace, the version who got healthy, the version who stopped being afraid, the version who knows exactly how this chapter of your life turned out. Give that version of yourself a title, the me who made it, the me who knows, the protected me, the prosperous me, the version of me who survived this. Now, build them a space. We build ancestral altars with evidence of where we came from. For your future self, you create evidence of where you are going. A key for the house, a blank business card with your future title written on it, a number representing the savings account, a photograph for the city, a glass of water, a candle, a journal, whatever symbolizes the reality you intend to meet. And now comes the part that changes the entire working. Do not ask your future self, how do I get there? Ask, what did we do? Listen to that language. Not, what should I do, but what did we do? Because spiritually, we are behaving as though the destination has already been reached. Now ask them, What did I finally stop doing? What did I start taking seriously? Who did I stop allowing access to me? What opportunity did I almost overlook? What was I terrified about that turned out to mean nothing? What decision changed everything? Then be quiet. You can meditate. You can write. You can dream. You can pull cards. You can sit in darkness. You can speak the answers out loud. But whatever comes through, use discernment. Every thought is not revelation. Every feeling is not prophecy. The message still has to make sense, because power without discernment will have you following foolishness and calling it intuition, and we don't do that over here. Now, let the record show. Today we enter a new section of the Hall of Records, Black Futures, and today's record is called Multiverse 101. Here is the idea in plain language. What if every possibility is not waiting somewhere in the future? What if reality contains possibilities that already exist as potential? What if the version of you who stayed and the version who left, the version who said yes and the version who said no, represent different paths reality could take? Some metaphysical thinkers describe this as parallel realities. Some people connect these ideas to interpretations and thought experiments surrounding quantum theory. Others understand it entirely spiritually. But the important question for us is not whether you can prove another universe in a laboratory today. The question is, what changes when you stop treating your desired future like a fantasy and begin to treat it like a direction? Because if that reality exists as a possibility, your job becomes alignment. And again, until the version of you listening to this and the version of you that you've been calling begin to look like the same person. Now this brings us to today's working, the Ritual Journal by House of Asseveration. And today I want you to use your journal differently. Turn to a clean page. Write a date from your future at the top. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Then write, "Dear me, tell me what happened after August 27th, 2026. And let your future self answer. Do not overthink it. Let them tell the story. Inside the Ritual Journal is also a QR code that opens the door to our private Conjure Society. And for today only, we are doing oracle readings for those who enter. Today's reading is centered around the question, what does your future self want you to know right now? When today closes, this particular working closes with it. You can find the Ritual Journal and everything mentioned in today's episode through the Conjure link in our profile. Now, before you leave, receive this prayer. Future me, the one who remembers this moment, call me forward. The one who knows what I survived, call me forward. The one who remembers what I almost gave up on, call me forward. Let what belongs to my next reality begin finding me now. Let the right information find me. Let the right opportunity recognize me. Let my intuition become sharper. Let my discipline become stronger. Let confusion lose its authority over my decisions. Anything I must release, show me. Anything I must begin, show me. Anything I already know but refuse to admit, make it impossible for me to ignore. May the person I am becoming leave breadcrumbs for the person I am today, and may I have enough courage to follow them. Ashe. Now remember this, your future is not standing somewhere in front of you waiting to rescue you. Every decision you make today is introducing you to somebody. The only question is, which version of you are you getting closer to? And be very careful what future you rehearse every night before you go to sleep, because eventually one of those versions of you is going to answer. This has been the Daily Conjure. I'm Omari King, President of the Chamber of Power. Until tomorrow, walk like somebody on the other side of time already knows your